Joss, well, you have a new album and a new tour, Never Forget My Love. Tell me about your expectations for this tour.
Oh gosh, I try to not expect anything, but I can tell you that I'm just very excited because we're going to South America. And that is something that I look forward to, not just me, all artists, anybody that is an artist that has played in South America, we look forward to that for the whole year. If we're playing anywhere else, we're like, oh, I can't wait to get more gigs out there. Because of the audiences, the way the people are, it's just the best gigs in the world. So I don't know what to expect, but I definitely hope I get to, meet them all and have some hugs.
And you're gonna get it. You're sure that you're gonna get it. Yeah. You're gonna
we can sing songs together and dance together and all that.
You had me, you lost me, you wasted, you caused me, I don't want you here.
You are British, and nobody expects you to choose Nashville to form a family. How did it happen?
Well, it was very much accidental, I think. I never have thought, I hope I can live in Nashville one day. I've heard of it, I've worked here a few times, and I've known of this place as a great place to make music. And my friend Dave, who I made the last album with, he lives here. And I was 7 months pregnant when we made the last record. So he was like, just come here, we'll make the record with the same musicians we used on LP1 10 years ago, in the same studio. So it was literally like a reunion. And now Dave lives down the road. And I had nowhere, I wasn't living anywhere. I was like nomadic, moving around, taking my dogs with me everywhere, but I was still moving around. And Cody, my partner, he was living in Iraq. He was working as a contractor in Iraq. And then he quit that job because he said, I won't be able to see the baby grow up because you have to go away for so many months. So he wasn't living anywhere. So we were like, should we live here? Okay, let's live here. He's American, so it's easier. But we will go home to England. It's just in a few years, probably. I really am going to miss this place. It is so fun.
Yeah. Are you digging on me? Yeah.
You said it's a town full of musicians. Maybe can we expect some country music in your next record?
Maybe. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? I wonder. When I was younger, I was never into country music. I always thought it was kind of silly,
Okay.
But now I think it's because I didn't know. I didn't have the opportunity to really hear it. It's amazing. Country music is amazing.
Yeah,
and very soulful. Like the stories in country music is just like, oh my God, it would break your heart into 1,000 pieces. Okay. So now I listen to the radio. I turn on the radio every morning when I'm in the car. And I get to hear songs I've never heard, artists I've never heard, lyrics I've never heard. It's like a brand new life of music. So I hope I get an opportunity to join in,
Okay.
Fell in love with a boy. I fell in love once and almost completely.
I remember when you appeared in the charts and in the radios, you were an old soul in a young body with a beautiful voice. And it was amazing. It was amazing. No, it was really the feeling we got when we discovered your first songs. And I was thinking this morning, you got the whole package. Yeah, you looked and you sounded like a full-grown singer. So, where did you go from there? How can you go on when you begin your career with such a high note?
That's so nice. What a lovely thing to say.
No, you deserve it.
That's very kind. So I didn't feel that way about myself. So I felt like I was not really a very good singer, So for the first 3 years of playing live, I was so embarrassed every time.
Why?
because I felt like I was doing a bad job all the time, you know, and everyone was like, oh, it's so great. I love it. It's so amazing. Blah, blah, blah. All this, blah, 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 blah. My mum and dad, they were like, don't listen to that because they're just going to blow smoke and you're going to get a big head. So I was like, okay, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. So also the music that I listened to was Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Anita Baker, James Brown. This is what I'm listening to. So the pinnacle is like, it's up there. And I'm comparing myself with that. So I just felt like, no, I need to get better. So over the years, I have tried my hardest to hone my craft. And now I feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit. And it's nice. It's nice to feel like you know what you're doing. Even if the rest of the world thought that years ago, I've caught up and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel comfortable now. I don't like hate my voice anymore, you know? Okay. It's nice. It's like I've made friends with me a little bit. And yeah, I think the music is better because of that. I think the writing is better. My whole experience is better. It's less worried, less stressful.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Never forget our love. I'll never forget this love.
Let's go back to Never Forget My Love. How was your process when you're recording? Do you enjoy it? Do you suffer that process?
Oh, I don't suffer.
Okay.
No, I decided a few years ago now that if making music is not enjoyable or has too much suffering in it, I do not want to do it.
Okay.
I know that works for some artists, and they feel like it's necessary to be real and soulful and no. I literally do not want to live my life like that. Mm-hmm. I want it to be a good experience. I want the band to feel like they had a good day in the studio. And if we're singing the saddest song in the world, that's okay. You can feel those emotions, but then you can be happy with your work. You know, you can kind of listen back and be like, wow, to the guitar player, wow, man, you played so amazing. And that's a beautiful feeling. And when you're singing a sad song, you're in comfort with everyone else that's feeling that same sadness. You're not on your own. And that's what music is for. That's what blues is for. You're not on your own. So if you can give somebody that comfort blanket, you're doing a good thing, you know? So that's how I like to feel when I'm recording. So that's how I try to. And if it goes wrong and I start feeling bad, I stop doing it.
I wanna be loved by you. I wanna be loved by you.
In your new album, you choose to work again with Deb Stewart.
Yeah.
Why did you do it? I know why I would do it. I want to know why did you do it?
So Dave is a good friend of mine and I've worked with him on lots of projects. I worked with him when I was like 17. He was making the soundtrack for the Alfie movie. Mm-hmm. So he called me in for that. That was the first time I met him. Mm-hmm. And actually, I also met Mick that day as well. So we went on to make records together, make a band together with Mick. That was fun. Then we started to write music for a play called The Time Traveller's Wife. And that's coming out in October in London. They're mm-hmm. doing like a soft release thing. So that's almost finished. We still have some lyrics to do. But he invited me to his house in the middle of the ocean in like the Bahamas. He's got a little, it's crazy that he's done this. He's made a studio on a tiny island, miles away. He goes, come over in the middle of the pandemic. Everyone's locked down. How we got in there, I don't know. Just by the skin of our teeth, we got in. And then they locked down the day afterwards. And we just were like, okay, so we have to write. We're not allowed outside. We can't go to the beach. So we were writing.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to him like, you know, as you do a friend, telling him my dreams. I said, man, I played with Burt Bacharach, you know, year before. And I feel so inspired by the way those songs are made. I have never made songs in that way, like constructed them in a very deliberate way. Most of the time when I make music, I just jam a little bit. A lot of it's groove-based, some of it's blues, you know, but it's very free thinking. It's not deliberate, really. And I said, I really want to do that. Like the Dusty Springfield, the Dionne Warwick songs, they are really beautifully crafted. And I said, I don't know how to begin. And he's like, I know how to do that. And he goes, I'll grab my guitar. Should we just do it? Should we just write the album now? I'm like, Dave, we have to write the play. He's like, don't worry, we've got loads. Should we just write the album? Okay, let's do it. So we did. We wrote the album. And in the time that we were there, and he goes, just come to Nashville and we'll record it with the same band we did LP1 and it'd be fun. Okay. And then he invited me to live there. So he was like, come on, move here. We'll write loads of songs.
Breaking each other's hearts. When will it ever stop?
Joss, it's time for us to say goodbye. I want to thank you. Yeah, I always liked your voice and your music and your records. Now I can say you are passionate talking about them, and it's very a pleasure to be face to face and have a little chat. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.